Water management is a fundamental necessity for those operating in the oil patch, whether it's saltwater disposal, above-ground storage, or water efficiency management. All are a necessity for E&P companies operating in unconventional resource plays here in the U.S. Now, given the recent drought in several places, water recycling and reuse is extremely important. My next guest is President of GreenHunter Energy, Jonathan Hoopes. He's here to talk about his company's unique niche within the water management industry. Thanks for joining us, Jonathan.
Thanks, Quinn.
Now, tell us how you help the industry with its fluid management needs.
GreenHunter Energy, through its wholly owned subsidiary, GreenHunter Water, has identified a suite of products and services that we call Total Water Management Solutions. We help the shale operators store their water, track their water, treat their water, dispose of their water, and haul it to those locations. And we have a logistics platform as well.
Now, how do water management needs change for E&P companies operating in, say, the Marcellus versus the Eagle Ford?
That's a great question. There are a lot of companies in the industry looking for water treatment. It's becoming something that is higher and higher on folks' radar screens due to either droughts where there's lack of water or just the absolute amount of water that's being used. Technologies need to be tailor-made for each individual area. There's also pricing differences on the disposal and the trucking based on just supply and demand dynamics. In the Marcellus, there is an abundance of fresh water, but a real limited capacity of disposal. Down in the Eagle Ford and in South Texas, there's an abundance of disposal, but a shortage of water. So you have to really tailor your services to the individual location.
And we're hearing that the emerging Mississippian play in Oklahoma produces tremendous amounts of water. Are you currently operating in the area, or do you have plans to do so?
Yeah, the water cuts in the Mississippian are significantly larger than the water that comes up out of the wells in the Marcellus and in the Eagle Ford. We are evaluating the Mississippian for entry in 2012, and that's highly likely.
Where are you seeing the largest growth and demand for your services?
Well, right now our presence is predominantly in the Marcellus. We are targeting a 12,500 barrel per day end of 2012 disposal capacity exit rate. We have very strong demand in the emerging shale plays. There's a strong trend in the Eagle Ford, very close to where we have identified some locations. So for us, first it will be the Marcellus, then we'll put our focus on the Eagle Ford, and we've also started our look and see up in the Bakken in both the states of North Dakota and Montana. So we'll be approaching all three markets by the end of 2012.
And is GreenHunter Energy the only publicly traded fluid management company?
GreenHunter Energy, we like to think, is the only total water management solutions provider. We have 5 separate products and services underneath our single umbrella. Many of our competitors have 1, maybe 2 of those products or services, but we're the only one with all in the same place.
What financial metrics does your company look at to maintain its competitive position?
Well, we look at supply-demand dynamics in each of the areas. These are emerging shale plays. The water resource requirement is something that the operators are only coming to grips with. It's a very large cost structure for them. We look for fast payback as well as long-term relationship opportunities, because we have a hope to take our company, GreenHunter Energy, and turn it into a master limited partnership. And in order to do that, we want to establish long-term working relationships for both cash flow and revenue generation.
And give us your operational goals in the near term in the Bakken, Eagle Ford, and Marcellus shales.
As I mentioned, up in the Marcellus, where we've established our initial presence, 12,500 barrels per day. We have not disclosed what our disposal capacity rates down in the Eagle Ford or up in the Bakken are yet, but we expect to, as the year goes on and as we make progress on our leases and on our development efforts, to advise investors of hopefully higher numbers.
And what else should we know about GreenHunter Energy going forward?
Well, GreenHunter Energy is an oil field services company that has management that's been in the oil industry for over 30 years. We are closely tied to a fast-growing, albeit small, E&P operator called Magnum Hunter Resources, and we're taking advantage of their presence in the Marcellus and the Eagle Ford and up in the Bakken to establish our footholds and grow alongside of them.
Jonathan, best of luck to you folks in 2012.
Thank you very much, Quinn.
I'm Quinn Nguyen for OilAndGas360.com.